It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Hate less, read comics. It's Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy New Comic Book Day. It's Blake with Blake's Buzz. Duh. Who else would it be? Wouldn't it be funny, though, if like one day was somebody else? Wouldn't that freak you guys out? Maybe one day. Maybe one day when we get a production, pay somebody to cover for me. Real quick, though, I want to shout out. There's a lot of cool Kickstarter comics going on right now, and some of them are clients. And I would just like to take a minute to shout out like Will Allred's crossover division, Matt Associés, Sacrimony, Invaders got Neurocron going, which only has 100 issues, and they are dwindling. So like, make sure you get on these campaigns. Stephen Prince's Monster Matador is also going, and Ryland Grant's Peacekeepers is going. Check this out though. If you go to blakesbuzz.com, all the links and everything are going to be right there. You can click, you can check out these Kickstarter campaigns, see what they're all about. If they sound interesting, you know, maybe you give a little back, you know, you go digital, you go physical, you got a lot of cool stuff you can pick with these campaigns. And the ones that have been going for a while, they got real easy ways to catch up. Like, trust me, it's safe, easy, painless, awesome way to get cool comics. And speaking of cool comics, I have an awesome guest tonight. He's been on before, so I guess he's not that awesome. He'd be more awesome if he was brand new, but he's been here before. So like, technically he's slumming it up with us again, but that we'll give him credit. We'll give him credit for that. I'm just kidding. I've got Anthony Cleveland in the house, who's here to talk about his new book from Mad Cave, Charred Remains. What's up,
hey,
dude?
buddy?
How you been?
Hey, good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Also, I would like to say the picture I used for the promo, I feel like your beard's got like another inch on it since that promo pic was taken, and they were complimenting your beard on the internets today, and you coming out looking even more grizzly.
Yeah, I think it's grayer too. That was just a year ago, I think. Maybe no, that was 2 years ago. So yeah, there's a lot of been gray since then.
Do you use like a straightener? Do you have like one of those hot comb beard straighteners?
No, I mean, like, I've tried everything because it was like, I think COVID, and I was lazy and I didn't want to trim it because I didn't really think it would turn out too good. But no, I did try that. That doesn't work. You got to blow dry and brush, and then you can get it kind of straight.
Wow. I bought one, and it kind of works. Like mine is like mine gets like wavy, and then like when it gets real long on the sides, it starts like expanding like a fucking dwarf. Like it makes no sense.
Blow dry and brush. Try it.
Yeah.
That's serious. I had the same problem, the wavy thing and everything. Yeah, and it's just I have all those photos of like the curls and yeah. I know exactly how it goes. But yeah, blow dry and brush, like everything. Like I've had it since I got out of high school, and it's just been trying to figure out what works with it and what doesn't work. So this is just 15 years of failure to figure it out.
15 years of beard research. You know, before Blake's Buzz was a thing, I worked with this server bartender a while back, and he made his own beard oil, and it like freaked me out. I was like, what? You just make that shit? He was like, dude, yeah, you buy the stuff on Amazon. It's like essential oils and stuff. You just buy it and make it, you mess around with the scents. And I was like, wow. And so I started doing that, and I was like trying to do like balm and make like product, and like thought about selling it. It was gonna be like Big Boy Beard Co. or something, as a stupid name I had for it. And then like my cousin is a hairstylist and stuff, and like we were gonna but yeah, anyway, that didn't. I made it for myself and for some friends, but like then I was like got into comic books instead of beard oil, and that seems to be paying off. So I feel like I made the right choice.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Yeah, how'd you make the balm? I've always been curious how that works. Is that kind of wax?
Yeah, it's shea butter, cocoa butter, melt that together with some beeswax. I could not get basically what I was making was more like a heavy balm, closer to a mustache wax, right? Like a styling wax.
Yeah.
I couldn't get the beeswax amount down. And like, and so I needed to keep playing with it, but again, like that's stuff started happening, and then I quit my beard business ventures, right? And
That's
but yeah,
legit, though. Yeah.
But it's fun to play with, and yeah, you can buy the stuff on Amazon, and especially if you're just doing it for like personal use, like it's kind of expensive to get started, but a lot of the stuff, like even if you buy the small amounts of it, it lasts you for a really, really long time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then I made like a beard shampoo, which was a pain in the ass to use because it was real. They put stuff in like product to like thicken it up, like not natural shit. And so like I made this stuff and it would sud up and foam up nice, but it was runny out of the bottle. And so like, you know, it was kind of weird, but like, dude, it was like peppermint and fresh and like in the, like waking up in the shower. Like it was, I was like getting into some shit now, and now I'm kind of missing it. Like now I'm thinking about, I'm gonna log off, but I'm gonna go back to beard.
Well, I'll join you. Yeah, we'll brainstorm, get some sense going. Some, you know, like that old comic book smell. Let's get that one going.
Oh yeah, like a book, like bookstore smell that I feel like in a couple more generations, no one's gonna know what that is anymore. Sadly, like you know, I feel like that scent's gonna like die out of existence. How crazy is that, man? Let's get depressing. Let's get the.
I still love the long box smell, you know.
Yeah.
And then you get the old paper comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. That would smell good on your face, I'm sure.
Yeah. Or like, why don't they have like a Scentsy, like a bookstore Scentsy smell? You know, instead of like cocoa cinnamon holiday rush. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. All of it's like lumberjack Viking smell. It's like no. Like let's do like, you know, enjoyable fragrances.
Maybe we're onto something, man. Like sorry chat if you tuned in to talk comics. Anthony and I have a business venture in the mix, but there's so many, there's a couple of those like coffee companies that do like the coffee and comics and do like collabs with artists and stuff, you know. And it's like we could do like, oh, we just got to get like Jason Aaron on board, I feel like, and we could do anything. It'd be like the Jason Aaron sewer smell because he's taken over. That wouldn't, I don't know if people would buy that, but he is taking over the Ninja Turtles. So I was trying to be maybe like a pizza. Would you want your beard to smell like pizza? I don't know. Would that be, what kind of people would you attract with a pizza smelling beard?
Turtles.
Okay, done. I want that. Anyways, hi everybody. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Anthony, happy to have you back. We got Gio. Gio's in the chat. What's up, Gio? Thanks for tuning in. Happy to have you. But yeah, Anthony has a new Mad Cave book out, which is just very exciting. It's called Charred Remains, and you're teamed up with one of my absolute favorite artists in the game, Andrew Moody, and like, who's just got, I said this in a review one time and he really liked it. And I think that's why he agreed to be on my show a while back. But I said that he had the horror genre, like bled from his fingertips when he makes art. You know, it's just like it exists in him and naturally comes out of him onto the page. And you have him penning these pages that you are scripting and like, you guys are doing something cool. But before I get too far ahead, real quick, like throw us that con pitch. Like we're walking by your con table. I see some of that fiery, sexy watercolor covers. I stop for a second. I say, Anthony, what's this? What is? Tell us this book. Pitch it.
It's a new book by Andrea Moody. Read it. It's a horror book. You like to read it. I'm so bad at them, man. Like that should sell itself.
It should. It should. But all right. Well, don't.
I'll do it.
Yeah, do it. Let's go. Come on. I believe in you.
All right. So a little girl loses her parents in an apartment fire, and years later, she's trying to trace back what happened that night. And that night, she thought she saw an entity made of fire and ash in the flames, and now she's still chasing to find out what happened that night. I suck at it. I'm not good at like on the cuff.
Yeah, well, that's what you get. When you come on Blake's Buzz. Yeah, I gotta keep you guys prepared. I gotta keep you guys on your toes. No, it's a cool, creepy book. You know what it reminds? It's like Backdraft for comics. If Backdraft was fucking haunted, right? And it's, or you know, like it. But I remember like when Backdraft came out and like the special effects and the fire was so realistic, and they did so many like practical effects with real flames and stunt people, and it blew everyone's mind. And it was a great movie, right? But that's like, I get like Backdraft vibes, but there's also this like supernatural haunted element to it, which which totally flips it on its head, right? But it's a really, really cool idea. And it's so, because of the flames, because of the fire, it's so visual. And you have found the best visual component that you could have in a horror comic. Like, what did Mad Cave pair you guys up, or did you want to work? Like, did you have like a list? Was there like a super top secret list and he was one of them? Or like, how did the pairing happen?
I mean, we tried to work together for, I think, at least 2 years. We were trying to work on a project together. And then Mad Cave came to me with this idea, and then I think mentioned him. And I was like, because we've been trying for 2 or 3 years to get on another horror book together, or a different, it wasn't horror, it was some other genre. But yeah, like just to see that click that fast was crazy.
Awesome.
And yeah, I didn't have a list or anything. It was just like, nope, they're there, we got it. Like, been talking to them. We're good.
Awesome. Like, are you feeling, I know the last time we talked, you had mentioned like, some of the stressors of like the kind of lulls in comic book production, and how like there was like some pitches and stuff that didn't happen. And you were at like a weird kind of place in your career. And you may have known this was coming already, because I know a lot of this shit happens like so far in advance, but like with the reception and the good, like I've read some of these reviews, people are digging it, people are liking the comic, people are talking about it. I'm seeing it pop up in people's pull list videos that they post like on Instagram and shit. Right. So, I mean, like it's getting passed around. People are digging it. Like, are you feeling good? Are you excited to be like, back, like you got like a new comic book release, you're like back in it? Are you feeling like some rejuvenated, like a little pep in the step maybe?
I'm trying to leverage the momentum, I guess.
I thought you were about to say I'm trying to lie to myself, and I was like, me too, man. I've really felt like I felt that, but you didn't even say it.
It's like, yeah, I mean, it's moving, but I don't know what to do with it next. Like, it's good to have something out on the shelves, but it's to follow it up. There is something following it up, but just to have that won't be out for another next year. So it's like I have this year right now where I have nothing going on. So it's like I feel like I'm mostly back to where I was last time we talked. But yeah, I just like figuring out like who I can get this book into and show it off to, and I'm ready for some like IP work, to be honest. Like some work for hire IP work. I think that would be cool. I think I'm about there. I mean, that's what most of the Mad Cave books are. They're work for hire. That's their ideas, and we flush them out. And I'm used to that kind of.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Oh, no?
No.
Yeah, not all of them. I mean, not all of them, but most of the ones that I've been on have all been.
Is it all fucking Mark London? Does he have like tubes attached to his brain?
A lot of them,
like they like slow drip into cocktail glasses, and you guys go sit in a room and you sip the cocktail glasses, and then you have like a hallucination trip, like meeting retreat, and then you make comics.
I think there's a bunch of ideas that kind of get voted on by the group, but like the ones that every single one I think I've gotten is from Mark. Yeah.
Nice. I hope Mark, I can watch this sometimes. I hope this is one of the times where he's like, what the fuck, Blake? He told me he liked me and had fun on my show. So he can't take that back, Mark. No, I'm just kidding. He probably could. He's the president of Mad Cave. He can probably do what he wants. No, but that's cool. I didn't know that. I just know, I know they put out really, really great stuff. So, but like, is Charred Remains yours, or is it like,
yeah. So okay. how it works with Mad Cave, each book I've been on has been different. Show's End was just the setting and the time period. And then I brought the story. That was approved, and we went.
So they give you room to play. They just kind of point you in the direction.
It was. I mean, they had one idea, and then I said, "Okay, well, let's take that. Let's add some stuff to it."
Okay.
But as far as story goes, that was, I guess, us all together coming up with that, and me sending things, and then seeing what clicked, pretty much. But Show's End was pretty straightforward. Stargazer, there was a lot of back and forth with. That was probably the most back and forth we had on a book, before we got it kind of nailed down to what it was.
Okay.
Charred Remains was, I didn't touch a thing really. That was pretty straightforward. The only thing I changed was, instead of a vintage store the uncle worked at, I had it, or instead of the vintage store that I had it, it was a library before. That's the only change I made, like, that I suggested anyways, that we went with.
Nice. That's cool. What's that like as a writer? Like, is it kind of nice to, I mean, I know there's still going to be instances where you're staring at that blank cursor, right? But sometimes when there's like a template or even like a prompt, right? Or something, when you have something guiding you, like sometimes that makes life a little bit easier. Do you feel like that as a writer when you're working on some of these projects?
There was, in college, I wrote a screenplay that had to go through the university. It was a university produced movie that didn't come out. But it was very much in those kind of work for hire, situation where you have to get things approved, and it's not, like you can do whatever you want. You have to get permission to do things and get things approved like that. And I think going through that really set me up for this work for hire situation I've been in mostly, where it's you don't get attached to ideas or anything like that, because they're just they're obstructions you can write around and build around, like, to think outside the box and be on your toes. And I like that a lot. Don't consider them like obstructions, but just ways to build up and come up with new ideas around things. It's more I don't know, you got to be limber, I guess, creatively limber, and I like that exercise.
Nice.
Creatively.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be stiff as a board, right? You want to be, you got to be malleable a little bit, you got to, I mean, stick to your guns too, and like, establish your voice, right? And stay true to that, but also don't be scared to change a little.
Sure. I mean, like there's things, but I mean, you got to know which one to do and which one not to do, and which one don't really matter. And Mad Cave has an environment where it's very welcoming to creators. Like, just keep professional with them, and everything's so smooth. Like, nice. the way you see the marketing and the way they are there is just like how they are in editorial. It's that tight. It's that, fluid, that communication. It's awesome. It's great.
Nice. I don't know if any of you know, Mad Cave is not sponsoring this episode. They are not paying me. I just really like Mad Cave. But they all have been always, even like from press standpoint, always been really awesome to work with, helping with like get guests and interviews. I know a lot of press people, like we get those awesome Mad Cave tubes, once a month with a poster and sometimes an issue and some goodies and stuff. And then today, a lot of us were posting the 10-year journal we got, which was awesome, and a pen. Like, so they really take care of press. From what I heard, they really take care of their creators. Anthony seems to agree. I don't see anyone behind him with a gun. So I don't think, or maybe they could be off screen. I guess he was moving stuff around before we went live. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
The windows open.
Yeah, they're hiding in the bushes. But no, I've had other people just seem to really like working there, and it seems to be a good environment for comics, for indie comics, and creative freedom, like you said. So that's cool, and I think that's why these books are. So they're coming out as strong as they are, and especially their horror titles, because like they've just had some weird kind of off the wall shit, right? Which I feel like Charred Remains is sneaking in with that, right? There's all this fire, and also interesting. And I want to ask you this before I forget. Horror is usually so dark, right? It's dark and it's brooding, and there's shadows, right? Nothing can hide from the flame. It's bright and it's mean and it's hungry and it has an insatiable appetite, and it will uncover and devour everything. And so, like, how do you and Andrea, like, how do you play with that in horror when you now have these like brighter, well lit settings that there's not many shadows to hide behind. There's mystery and stuff, but that was interesting to me.
Yeah. I think fire, I think what I focused on to make it scary is the damage that it can do. When I got pitched the book, I don't remember what it was. I think they asked about, burnt bodies or something like that. And I mentioned I was a coroner for 4 years, and I'm like, that freaks me out more than anything. Like that's the only thing that kind of sticks with me from the job is like those bad charred body cases. Because it's like, it's a sensory assault. Like it's not the way a body should feel. It's not the way a body should smell. Everything about that, and like it's not a way a body certainly should look.
I never thought about that. Like the texture, even though you're wearing gloves, you have to like touch them and do things, and they're going to be all like rough and weird feeling.
Yeah.
No,
do you want me to make it worse?
Yeah, do it. Do it. Make it worse. You're gonna pull out a dead body or reach this out.
Okay, so I've had bad ones. One was a double. Two charred bodies in a car, and so you have the familiar smells. You have that burnt gasoline smell. You smell that a bonfire or whatever, and then you got some chemical smellings from the car. But then on top of all that, you have another familiar smell that you don't really. In this situation, you don't want to smell it. You don't want to smell dead bodies.
Delicious meat. Oh.
It smells like barbecue.
Yeah, I heard. Did you watch Yellow Jackets?
No.
Oh, never mind. Everybody should watch that. It's amazing. But yeah, there's I
just got Showtime, so it's on my list.
Oh my god, dude, log off now. It's been a great chat. Anthony has shit to do, ladies and gentlemen. No, but no, it's the hype is very real. Very rarely does that happen these days. I feel because even with like comics, but like I've been a little more pickier now that I'm busier, and like when I get busy and I have all these clients and like I'm trying to keep up with everything, when I do sit down to read a comic or to watch a movie or to try a new show, like I'm a little more like, wow, it kind of sucks I wasted an hour on this, or as opposed to like totally worth it, really glad I finally did this. It's I'm just a little pickier now, but this is I forgot where I was really going, where that was headed, but
you're pitching Yellow Jackets.
Oh, that's right, Yellow Jackets. But yeah, it's real. It's fucking like it's legit. Like you could hide in a weekend and watch it and not hate yourself for being like, wow, I watched like 16 hours of television in 2 days, or like you wouldn't like hate yourself for doing that. But it's amazing. But there's you'll remember this conversation and you'll remember those lovely work experiences. I guarantee you a couple times.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like it was I couldn't it was grilling season too, dude. So everybody was grilling.
So and that like kept like sensory reminders that I kept coming back, I'm sure, in like terrible ways. Oh no.
Yeah. That was like back when I used to drink, it would be like come home from the day job, you shot a wild turkey, try to forget about it. Like it did that for like a whole week to try to get the smell, like the memories and stuff that's gonna stay with you. But like just to get back to normal, it took a minute.
Wow. So this is like the horror comic for you. Like you're like you have experience and lived moments that are resonating in these pages, and you have like lived in experiences that not everybody has that are, I feel like that's why some of this stuff, there's a scene with Vic when he carries the person out of the fire. Oh my God, Anthony. Like, oh my God, that was so good. That was, I don't want to like, there's only 2 issues out, and I know the second one came out today, right?
Yeah.
So, but like, I want people to go read this, and that was a real big beat. And if you haven't read this yet, I don't want to spoil it, but there's this moment where this fireman brings this person out of a fire, and like the way that the scene turns and twists and how the emotions change and how like heroism turns into fear and paranoia and like all this in just like a few panels, like it was an extraordinary moment in comic books. And like, I hope you and Andrea and Mad Cave know, like, you do not get moments like that all the time. Like,
thank you.
it was
That's awesome.
So strong. But like, I remember you telling me about that, about being a coroner, but like, we didn't talk about like burn victims and like, and stuff, but like hearing you say that and, reminding yourself of that, of like the horrors there, like, that's why some of these horrors and Charred Remains, I think, are so like come off of the page, that resonate so well, that stay with you after, you finish the issue, both in like an anticipation for upcoming issues, and in like a creeped out, like, oh, like, what did I see? And then when I fucking like light my bong and I look at the lighter, I think some fucking guy's gonna come out and get me. You've ruined my after work fun, Anthony.
I mean, like that. I think I can put my little tidbits that I can put on the page, but it's like when I pass it to Andrea, it's what he puts on the page. So it was a discussion I kind of had with him and the editor, like, what is appropriate for me to share with him? Like, do I really want to send him, not my crime scene photos, I don't have those, but I mean, like, do I really want to send him like photos of charred bodies? This is what it looks like. I mean, there's some that I definitely reference. There's that famous The Highway of Death from the Iraq War, the Gulf War. Have you seen that photo?
Yeah.
The person in the body, like that's a one that sticks with me pretty. That's what it looks like. That's it. So I mean, that was one I did, but like, what's the ethics to share and reference and whatnot? But yeah, we got it. Like, I think with his watercolors, it does a different effect. There's times where we get that crispiness, and there's times where, in the first or the second issue, where we get the red and white or red and blue lights, and it's a different effect. And it's cool to see him, do his own take on it, because he nails it so well.
Yeah, it's very raw and very. I mean, it's his style, right? You can look at these pages and know who or if you know indie comics, and if you know indie horror comics, like you're going to look at these pages and instantly know it's Andrea, right? But the two of you together, and I love the credit you're giving to him, and he totally deserves it, because he's killing every panel. But the story and the dialogue and these moments that, a lot of these moments you're both coming up with together, right? And even if he is taking the reins sometimes and visually expanding on an idea or moment, but there's a lot of collaboration, I feel like, going on. And I feel like, I like that you mentioned that you were very excited to get to work with him, and this is something you wanted to do for a while, because I feel like you can kind of feel vibes in a comic book, right? You can feel when like an issue's phoned in, or when like oh, somebody fucked up on some deadlines and this is like a fill-in episode or issue, and which is weird, because you would think people that get those opportunities to like fill in on a big series would like fucking throw it out of the park. But I don't know if it's because of like deadlines and time constraints, and they don't really get a heads up, and it's like rushed or whatever. But it's, for whatever reasons, it's just not usually like that, right? But anyways, long story short, all my long stories can always be made shorter. I apologize. This is why you guys watch me, though. But you can pick up vibes and stuff once you're reading the issue, and those vibes are here. Like, I feel like you guys are this well-oiled creative machine. Taylor's letter in it, right?
Right.
Taylor. So you got like the best, one of the best damn letters that can make your book look better out there. So you got all these things making it, giving it reasons to shine, right? And then not only does it shine, you fucking like ignite it like a fucking funeral pyre, and it fucking like burns in the darkness, right? And then we are all moths racing towards the next release now, because I don't know how you could read these two issues and not.
We like I said, we try to get a project going before this, so we could kind of feel each other out and mess up there before we got to here. So I think back then he was doing not full scripts. He didn't do full scripts until he worked with Colin Bunn, I think, on History of Violence with Matt Cave.
Oh,
I think that was his first full script. But before that, it was Marvel style. So I'm like, oh boy, I gotta learn, because I've always wanted to do that. And I'm like, I was excited to have that opportunity to finally try to do that with somebody. But by the time I got to him again, he was working full script with Colin Bunn. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll just keep working on it like that. So.
Nice. Yeah. He's done, he's just his Mad Cave hits, like, yeah, the History of Violence, and then he's got Charred Remains, and then the New York, the
Maniac of New York.
Maniac of New York, yeah, which is like, you see the covers and you're like, okay, it's Friday the 13th. It is so much more than a Friday. It is so like claustrophobic and crazy and nuts, and then like they keep making new miniseries and they just keep ramping up the insanity. And so he did that. And then is there one more I'm forgetting? And then there's three. Anyways, but that's three.
Yeah,
strong. Bunny ears or bunny mask.
My God, that's a huge one too.
Fuck, yeah. And that one's even more cerebral and weird and gnarly. But he has this way with horror, and Mad Cave has given him the opportunity to really like stretch his fucking demon wings and fly. And these are all books, like all from Mad Cave, all from great creators, and all working with Andre Moody, and they're all worth checking out. And he's even done some work on Nottingham, on some of the Nottingham shorts and covers and stuff for those guys. So like, yeah, I don't know. Mad Cave must give great gift baskets. I don't know what they got. I don't know what they're doing to keep him around. By the way, shout out to John, says Mad Cave's a great company. He'll be getting the inevitable trade of this book. Hey man, trade sales are, I mean, you know, direct market single issue sales are important too, but you know, a lot of this stuff people don't realize, once the series do come out, you know, if there's ever talk of like a sequel or more or expanding it, you know, a lot of that does depend on trade sales and whatnot after the fact. So yeah, John, trade waiters like you, we appreciate you. We love you. Also, I do the same. I very much get trades a lot. Right.
I do think there's a Barnes and Noble pre-order sale. I don't know if it's still going on or not, but definitely check that out if anybody's interested. I think it's 20% off.
Oh, nice.
Pre-orders, and then Charred Remains is one of them.
Nice. Oh, already? That's crazy. Is it gonna be 4, 5, 6? How many issues?
6.
It is.
6.
Okay.
We got a long run.
Nice. I'm glad it's not 4, because if it was 4, that means it's almost done. If it's 6, it's gonna go a little long. I'm excited, Anthony. I really like this book. I hope everybody knows that, like, I always worry now because I get like, my job is hyping comics now for some people, right? And stuff. And so like, I always worry, like, they're gonna be like, Blake's Buzz is bought and controlled by big comics now, you know, like, I'm like the oil mascot for comic books, right? Like, take my straw over to your milkshake. I drink your milkshake, Anthony. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But no, I really love this. I love this book. It's so good. And it's same with the I told Anthony this last time he was on, like, his sci-fi book that we mentioned earlier is like, oh my God, one of my absolute favorite comics. And I still think about getting they used to still be on the web store. It may have sold out. You got the Liana Kangas treatment. And I always think about snagging.
Oh yeah.
There's that web store exclusive. There's a Stargazer. I didn't say the name of the comic book.
Did I? I know which one you're talking about.
That book you wrote is great. I'm such a good host. Oh, at least I read it. They also, John says Mad Cave's great at collecting everything. They are also, shout out. Let's just talk about how great Mad Cave. I was going to say another phrase about glorifying Mad Cave, and I'm not going to say it that way.
After you do it, I'm going to do it. You go first.
But they do like the cool bundles and stuff where you can get, like, once the series wrap up, they bundle the issues together. Sometimes you can like pre-order the trade and get like the digital with it, or you can buy the singles and get the digital trade. They do cool little like bundles and stuff like that, also with some variants. And so like the web store is always worth keeping an eye on. And they usually give out free first issues if you want to check out some of their stuff. And they usually always have sales and stuff going too. So really, really solid publisher to keep an eye on. And that will do everything they can to get you great comics at an affordable price, which is awesome.
Yeah. The deal is, I know for sure with CHARRED REMAINS, it's you buy the 6 issues digitally and get them as they're released. And then you get the trade paperback at the end for $20. So the cover price of the trade paperback.
That's a cool deal. I like that. I like that. Oh my God. I can't wait to read more. I was kind of bummed because, on the Mad Cave has a hub for cool people like me, and creators. Anthony gets on it too, but they have this hub where it's like a press list database. So you can go and, like, if you want to read some of their older stuff, you can, or the newer stuff. And they are very, very good about keeping it updated. And usually, like, you can read pretty far ahead. I remember David Hazan messaged me and he was like, hey, like, all of Nottingham is on the hub if you want to read it. And the issue 1 of the 2nd volume had just dropped. And I was like, what? But anyways, I got real excited because I logged onto the hub, right? But there are only 2 issues. And I was like,
I know.
I was hoping, I was like, we're 3, 4? No, I was looking, I was like,
I really wanted to get you the 3rd one because that's the big issue. That's where everything kind of kicks off. We get the intro with 1, kind of see where everybody's at in 2, and then 3 is where it's just, it's the only action issue, I guess, where it doesn't stop and things get crazier and crazier, and that's where the horror really comes in. I think where really starts there.
Nice. That's exciting. Yeah, it's like I said, seeing what you guys are doing with the fire and the burns and the mystery and everybody is experiencing such like trauma and has such like really rocky past. So it's just like there's kind of like some unreliable narrator stuff going, it's like, who can be trusted? I don't know. I really feel like you're fucking with us on purpose. I think, I feel like you're like, you want us to be like, oh, I got this figured out, and it's not going to be that at all. So you're like, you're making me like second guess myself as a reader, but I like that. That's a strength, right? It's not hard to read. It's enjoyable, but it's not an easy read where you're like, oh yeah, like A happens, B happens. That means C is going to happen. That means D is going to, like, you can't like just lay out all the plot beats like you can with some stuff.
Like, this is my first time doing like a noir mystery. So it was, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's twists and turns in there, but like it's I don't know. I don't want you to think there's too much going on with it. It's very noir.
You're like, don't sell it too hard, Blake.
Yeah. Like it's
Anthony Cleveland is the new Raymond Carver of comics, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's Chinatown, the old black and white noir movies. That's what I was pulling from mostly with this one. I think I think Mark's pitch was Backdraft meets Court of Owls, I think was what he did.
Shit. Okay. I like that people are seeing Backdraft. I'm glad that like
lots of people have been saying Backdraft. I heard Backdraft and Candyman. I'm like, I fucking love that. That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
That's the easiest sell right there. Yeah. So
remember that next time you're conning at a table when they're like, what's this book about? And you're like, Andrea drew it. It's like Backdrafted Candyman. Shit, I'll buy that. Yeah, let's go.
Save my breath. Yeah, right there. Damn, what was I gonna say? I forgot.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Because
I'm
such a polite host.
It wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. Anyways. Damn, I don't remember.
By the way, John,
something funny.
John says deep psychological horror is some of the best horror. I agree. And Gio coming out with music to my ears saying she's just saying that the hub will be updated soon. That is exciting. Oh, what's up? Jared Luhan's in the house.
There he is.
Another Mad Cave creator doing big things. Shout out to Jared. I saw Southbound pics on the timeline. Exciting stuff. I wait. I got the digital file, but I wait to get the physical ones to read it. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, Jared, and happy to see exciting stuff happening for you. Good to see that. It's nice. It's nice when good things happen to good people. You know, I feel like too much of the time, shitty things happen to shitty people. That's just the story of my life, though. Let's talk about you, Anthony. How about that segue? God, I'm good.
I remember what it was.
Nice.
So what? To get hyped on the book, I approached it like I was writing something in Gotham City. So it's my Gotham City pitch tape, mixtape, if I ever get there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was what I was gonna say.
That's a new deal that a lot of people, it like happened a lot for a while and now it's not, but there a lot of people were like dropping like Spotify playlists and stuff to like
always
to like listen to their, I want to do one where it's like fucked up, man. Like like what if like your soundtrack for like to read this was like crackling bonfires and just people screaming, like, you know, like, it's just like 40 minutes of just like guttural screams and like sizzling barbecue flesh and like just weird shit, like all recorded. Just like, I don't know. I want to do that. That's the soundtrack I want to put out for a horror. Since you get
to do weird segues, I'm going to do a weird segue. So on that topic, my favorite, you remember Weekly World News?
Yeah.
So like there was an article and somehow they released it on the internet, The Sounds of Hell. Do you know this story?
Yes.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Oh, just that, hearing that with no one telling you that this is bullshit scares the shit out of you. I think they used to play it at like evangelical churches. Just, you know,
yeah, that's where I heard about it. Yeah, that's like New York construction workers. This was before Ghostbusters 2 also, but like New York construction workers like lowered a recording device into a manhole for some random reason, because they just do that when they're bored on their lunch break. I don't know, but they were like, before we go down there, let's put some recording equipment down first for just see what happens. And like it kept going and it kept going, and they were like, when will it stop? And then they heard people screaming and they were like, oh, it's hell. I remember hearing that when I was a kid. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, because I was, you know, the private school lore, right? Which is why, decent segue this time, you uncouthed like some weird fucking indie horror comic. Like you found screenshots of it and just shared it, and you were like, does anyone know what this is? Or like, how'd you come across it initially?
I put up a tweet saying I wanted to, you know, plug comics and, you know, read what's new. And I got a bunch of, you know, other creators shared comics that were coming out on the shelves. And one of them was, I found this comic in a long box. I scanned it. Can you read it, basically? I'm like, okay. So read it. And then I posted up that, you know, he's trying to figure out, well, it was uncredited, the comic. So he sent it to me to see if I would know who it was and just tweet it and share it and see if anyone else knew. So I did. And then seconds after I put the tweet out, he emails me and saying, thank you for putting up the tweet. The ink has gone back into the comic book. The shadows aren't whispering anymore. I'm like, it would be like, okay, like, but seconds. So
yeah.
Was this dude staring at my timeline waiting for me to post that tweet? That's what's creepy to me, is just press and refresh.
No, it gets creepier, Jared. Like,
like if it was a marketing thing, like that's some heavy marketing right there. Like that's, I don't know. Like could you set up a bot to do that? I don't know, but like,
yeah. Because the same thing happened to me when I mentioned wanting to read it. I instantaneously got an email in my inbox, and their email is masked. Like their name that shows up in Gmail just says host, which is fucking weird. Okay. It just says host. And so that's what they have like their name set to, even though it's like an alternate. It's like their email is the title of the book. I can't remember what it is, I think. But I get that. And it's got the attachment of this comic we're talking about on Twitter instantaneously pops into my email. And it's like, hey, here it is. Don't read it at night. And so like, I fucking hit up Anthony and I'm like, are you like, is this next level marketing? Are you a fucking genius? I really think Anthony's like on some next level, like my next comic I'm going to release and announce like the fucking Ring. I'm like, this is genius. Right. And Anthony's like, no, Blake. And that didn't help. I was like, well, I don't like that at all, Anthony. I would have rather had you emailing me instantaneously. So I still haven't read this book. Have you read it yet?
Yeah, the book's solid. Like it's good.
You're
like,
still alive. You didn't get a phone call being like 7 days. Like
no, I get anything weird besides like that
the email. Okay.
instant. Like that was weird. But like no, the book's solid. It's kind of drawn like early 90s Nickelodeon style Ren and Stimpy. But then you have like these panels that straight up what's the PTSD radio mangaka? What's his name?
Oh shit. I can't think of his name. Yeah, but
it's that intensity that when you hit a panel.
I'm such a bad manga fan. I only know Fujimoto's name. Like I only know Chainsaw Man's name, and I don't know like even though like I just read like Pluto, and I can't even think of his name right now. And it's like he's like the father of. Anyways, I'm fan.
I'm better.
I can't even. I had to write down all of Anthony's character names before we went live because I am that guy. I legit here.
I don't remember them either though.
That's awesome. I just want to show everybody like the extra effort I put in when you come. Not only do I read your books, but I would be like, I will make sure. I didn't even do this in fucking college. I would be the guy in the lit class who would be like, the girl that she was there in the beginning and she showed up again and then had the thing. Yeah, she's important. I would be like, I would have to describe characters like that. Anyway, I wrote down all Anthony's characters so I could impress him. So
nice.
Because I do first of all, like reading when you get guests like I do and you luck out and get very talented people on, doing research and doing podcast homework and reading these comics that y'all write is not like bad, right? It's not like homework. I joke when I call it homework, but yeah, it's it was a joy. I was not like, oh, I gotta read Anthony's comics and phone it in for an hour. The shit I do for metrics, man. Like, no, I'm just kidding. Also, Jared says he didn't even think about it being you, so I have more faith in you as a marketer than Jared does.
I think I wished it was me. I'm like, man, that would be really cool if like it was my book. No, it was. I'm trying to dig for the name. At least get the name of it up to see if anyone else knows that catches the stream or the rerun. Oh man, what is it called? But no, it looked like Ren and Stimpy. Okay, so this place is full of fiendish things, but it like Ren and Stimpy does, like how they do those type title cards. Where, they're drawn, gross.
Yeah, they're like grimy and look dirty, and yeah.
It reminds me
like it was made with
that.
the shit that grows underneath your fingernails.
Yeah, yeah. It reminds me of. Yeah. That's it.
I love Ren and Stimpy so much. I hate that guy's a fucking gross prick.
He's awful. Yeah, but I mean, like at least SpongeBob does it. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
those tight cells. But this is like that. Only it's unsettling. Like the PTSD radio and Fontaine. Like it's that level of like I don't know. Even Junji Ito does it too. But it's not a page turn usually. It's just a big old panel on the page.
Okay.
And it's all, I think, anthology. I think there's one long story, and then there's a few shorter stories in there at the beginning.
Nice. I like PTSD. I still need to read volume 3, but I like the disjointed kind of like anthology approach to it. But also, like the longer you read it, like the second volume like connects some dots, and I'm sure the third will also maybe. But I know it won't connect everything because the dude quit. But yeah, it's interesting, and I see a little of Ito in it, but like Junji Ito is a little more focused, even because he does like the horror shorts too with a lot of his stuff, because they're kind of told as like short stories in the same world, kind of. Mm-hmm. But I mean, he even seems like a little more focused than what PTSD. Like PTSD radio is nuts, man. I've never read anything like that. I don't think.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if it's necessarily dream logic, but it's like you're in between channels on a radio, so you're hearing a couple of things going on at once, a couple stories going on at once.
Yeah.
That's probably the closest thing it's to. But I mean, it is its own story. Like everything is connected in there. I mean, I haven't finished that one either. I only have the first volume.
This is all about deities. It's all about these fucking god. The more like volume 2 gets a little bit more into that, but so it keeps coming back to these like the hair statues and shit that they made, you know, like, and people fucking with these tomes and shrines and shit. But yeah, it's, oh man, I don't know. It's crazy. I need to read this. Did you read this? Did you read the Ren and Stimpy thing at night, or did you read it during the day?
During the day.
You did. You didn't. All right. See, I want to do it at night. I want to break the curse. Or wait, I want to start the curse. I guess I wouldn't break it. I want to jumpstart the curse. I want to, I want to pull the fucking ripcord on this bad mammer jammer, baby.
Like
fuck you, God, come and get me. No, somebody clip that. That'll make a hell of a short.
There you go.
I'm gonna live forever.
Yeah, call on God, but roll away from the rocks, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Did I ever tell you about my Bloody Mary story? Did we talk about that?
No, and I want to hear it.
Okay. So when I was little, I wasn't fucking stupid, and I was smarter when I was younger, right? I started smarter, and then it didn't last, basically. Like, but I got to read older kid books when I was a kid because I could read better. And so when they did like the book fairs and stuff, I got to like I don't remember how old I was, but like they wouldn't let us buy Goosebump books and shit, and they like the teachers had to like tell the librarian, they're like, no, it's okay because he's a fucking nerd, and they were like, all right, fine, and so they would let me buy these
nerd card.
Yeah, I was like, hey, here's my fucking dipshit doesn't have friends card. No, but like, so I got to read these, you know, like horror books and stuff, and I was into horror, and so I bought my first like stories to read around the campfire or whatever. It wasn't like the scary stories that Guillermo remade into a movie. It was another horror collection, but it's my first foray into Bloody Mary. The first time I read about Bloody Mary, I was in second grade. I was in second grade getting to read these upper grade level books, right? And so learn about Bloody Mary. Wanted to try it, right? Like went in the bathroom, turned the light off, could never do it, right? I stared in the mirror, got scared, leave. And then I told my buddy, this guy, James Sello, I told my buddy James Sello about it. And we both lie to everybody. And we go to private school, right? So we're Catholic school kids. We lie to everybody in our class. We say like over the weekend, we thinks, oh fuck Jared, god damn it, Jared just got right next to Mecha Godzilla, like that. It's like, but so we go to school. We tell everybody over the weekend, you know, like we hung out, watched horror movies. We did it, you know, and we even drew a fucking picture. Like we said, like the mirror filled up with smoke, and we saw a graveyard, and this lady's face started to appear in the smoke, and we got scared and turned the light on and ran away. And we drew a picture of what her face looked like, and we were in fucking second grade, and it was a dog shit picture. But because we did that, people were like, "It's real!" Like we had evidence, we had physical proof, right? And so, anyways, like everybody hears this story, and all the girls are terrified because the girls all have like, you know, vanity mirrors and stuff in their bedrooms at night, and like none of these girls are sleeping. This girl, Jessica Muller, that I was like, oh my gosh, madly in love with her like through high school. But she tells me, she's like, she had to throw every night, she had to throw a blanket over her mirror or she couldn't sleep. This is going on for like a couple weeks, right? I've got this whole second grade class terrified of Bloody Mary, thinking like this bitch is gonna climb out of the mirror and get everybody. So one day we have like our all school mass for the month. And after mass, like we were talking there, one of the teachers, Mrs. Fennessy, was like talking about what the priest talked about. This girl, Christina Moore, narks me out, man. She goes, Miss Fennessy, will God protect us from Bloody Mary? Miss Fennessy goes, Christina Moore, what the hell are you talking about? She says, well, Blake Morgan said that he said Bloody Mary in the mirror, and she came out, and now we're all scared that she's gonna get us. So I just stand up in front of about 42 kids and 5 teachers and be like, my name's Blake Morgan and I'm a fucking liar. And I never said this in a mirror. I never saw a ghost, and it was a radical trick. And I had to do that in front of class. And yeah, that's my Bloody Mary story.
Caused a panic at the school.
Right, dude? Like these girls, like they were not. No one was sleeping. I was like, oh shit, sorry everybody. And I mean, like with Kansas City is like a bigger small town city, right? But a lot of these people I went to grade school with, like we went to like the local high schools and stuff, and like kind of stayed in touch. And there were a couple of people like every now and then would remind me and be like, we'd all be like drunk at a bar or something, and be like, dude, remember in grade school when like you thought like you tricked us all? We thought Bloody Mary was gonna like, and then like they all like when the Ring came out and like some of the people like watched the Ring and they were like, dude, that's what I thought was gonna happen. Like after you told that Bloody Mary story, and then I like saw it in the Ring and I was like, it's like nice. I gave people like PTSD from a fucking ghost story. Like, let's go. Like,
yeah,
man. Anyway, awesome. That's how I knew I was supposed to be a storyteller, which is why talk about other people's stories. Like, we make other people's comics. No, anyway, I'm glad Gio's digging it.
I had that same nerd card, by the way. That's how I got all my rentals. I rated
all nice
at the video store.
Oh yeah,
I have no friends.
Yeah, I'm like,
you
can take it, Anthony. It'll be fine. My parents just didn't care. Like, I did have friends, but like that kids would want to come over because like my parents would be like, yeah, we got you Mortal Kombat for your birthday. We don't give a shit. Or like, yeah, go rent Candyman and The Exorcist and have your friends over and watch them for a pizza party, and like it didn't occur to sex. Like if they walked out and like saw us watching porn or caught us with a magazine, that would have been a different story. But like horror movie, violence, stuff like that, that wasn't on their radar, I guess. And I don't know. I graduated. I went to college. I guess I'm all right. I don't know. Like, I ended up okay. But yeah,
hit or miss for me. Yeah, it was like some stuff would be okay, and like if they heard somewhere that it was bad, then it was bad.
Yeah, or yeah, like Beavis and Butthead when everybody got mad at Beavis and Butthead and tried to ban it.
Simpsons for me. Yeah.
But oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you just hear it on the radio and like they would say something and it would just be like, oh, that's bad, and it's like,
yeah.
Or they're in the next room. I'll never forget this. There was one episode that was like, it's from the 1800 Simpsons. And it's the soundbite is, this woman showing her private parts. And it's, she's pulling up her ankle. Like, see, that's all you see is her ankle. And they hear that from the other room. And it's, turn that off. What are you watching? It's like,
My grandma used to go ape shit about Rocco's Modern Life just because she thought it was fucking stupid. She'd be like, really? This is the dumbest shit. You're being dumb. You're getting dumb watching it. And then she'd be like, and you're fat. You and your sister are too fat. You want another fried bologna and cheese sandwich? I'm like, yes, I want another fried bologna and cheese sandwich. Bro. They're real fucking good. I'll take another one. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I'm fat. I'm sorry I'm watching Rocco's Modern Life, man. But I'll take another fried bologna and cheese sandwich. I still love fried bologna and cheese sandwiches. So weird how like this thing that's like quoted to like body shaming and trauma brings me great joy now. Yeah. And also fried bologna smells like burnt bodies, which is what Charred Remains is about.
The barbecue.
That's smoke. You get that smoke ring.
Yeah. Yeah. It's there. It is there. But yeah, it's brisket.
I love brisket too. Oh man, someone wants to know, Pierre, what's up? Pierre wants to know what's the cartoon you have playing the anime behind you?
Demon City Senjuko. It's not very good, but it's pretty. That's why I put it on the background. And there's no nudity, so you won't get flagged on.
Oh, nice.
I try to be aware of that.
I don't even think
like everything else on there is like one fan service scene that's gonna be very awkward if it comes up.
This is the most Lion King shit I've ever heard. Like that is the circle of life right there. That's fucking Elton John needs to write a song about that. Like that's the line, Jared. I like that. All right, so yeah, now I'm thinking about like barbecue and dead bodies and all that. I'm just like, this has been a weird chat, everybody.
You got me thinking about like elementary school spooky stories.
I know, like per usual, we started with the rails in sight, but turned away quickly.
I could throw one out there. I could throw one out there. I don't think I told like why aliens and shit freaked me out for Stargazer, where that all came from.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, this some old shit, but some new stuff. So when I was younger, I okay, just bear with me on this one.
Right.
It's gonna get really, really weird. But it'll make sense in the end. I'll clear it up. I promise. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy for a while, but I will clear it up. So late at night, I don't know, 3rd grade, we'll say. I see lights on, my bedroom window. I walk outside to see what the lights are, and I open up the garage door. Garage door goes up. I step forward, and I see something that looks straight out of Close Encounters of the Third Kind on my neighbor's house. And then the light from that ship comes over and shines on me. And then I wake up in my bed, and I'm wearing the same things I wore outside. So it's a white shirt, sweatpants, and I have shoes on. So that messed with me for a long time. And I was already an aliens kid, because the 90s had UFO documentaries everywhere.
Sightings? I remember sightings.
Right. So stuff goes by, and I'm pretty freaked out by that. I remember I made a stick and I wrapped a needle around it with tape, and I'm like, well, aliens have big eyes, right? Right in the eye.
Get them. Jab them.
I had it underneath my bed, and I slept with that for, I don't know, months. So eventually you kind of get over it, or you don't really hear much about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a pool, and a lot of the neighbor kids used us for our pool. And I remember them going off into one of the corners doing their own thing, and I was with another group, and I hear them talking about a light over my house that shined on it. And I went over there, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And I didn't tell anybody about this because no. And so I hear that, and I kind of hear things that were from whatever happened to me there. And then they stopped talking about it. I'm like, okay, so that doesn't help me at all. And then on Fox, there was a special called The Incident in Lake County, which was, you've seen the McPherson tape, that so it was that, but it was redone. But I lived in Lake County at the time, and that freaked me out as a kid. So years, I'm like, I was in an alien ship. And that freaked me out. And then finally, my dad told me, he's like, you done sleepwalking and shit now? I'm like, what do you?
Oh shit!
And he told me one time there was sirens or lights outside the window, and he said, yeah, there was flashing lights, and you're walking outside, and you opened the garage door, you're about ready to walk over there, and your mom went something about a fucking spaceship.
So how long did you think you got fucking abducted by aliens?
Years.
Oh my god!
At least 2 years as a kid.
Fuck, dude, that's phenomenal. Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, so 2 years I definitely believed and was freaked out, and then after that I kind of just lived with it. And like I said, those things would sprinkle into my life, like the incident in Lake County and the kids talking, all that weird stuff, just added more to it, and it freaked me out even more because it would remind me of it and put more evidence on top of it. But yeah, no, it wasn't like it was. I was much older. I was in middle school by the time my dad told me that I sleptwalked. I remember because I was like, I think he had the TV up too loud one time, and I walked around in the circle around where he was watching, swore at him for the TV being too loud, and then we talked about it the next morning, and then he told me about the other story. I'm like, no aliens.
That's crazy. Yeah, dude. So my dad let me watch Alien when I was real little. And he was like, oh, watch this, you'll love it. And dude, fucked me up, dude. I don't remember how old I was. I was itty bitty. And I was like waking up screaming, thinking face huggers were on me and shit. And having this, sleeping in my parents' bed. My mom was so mad at oh dude, they were fighting. She was like, fuck you, I can't believe you let him watch this, you fucking idiot, you fucking terrible dad. Just all this shit laying into him. But it definitely, sci-fi horror is very, very important to me now. Right. And so it sparked something important that stayed with me. But I was very interested in aliens, and I would watch sightings, and I would watch all that shit. I remember seeing Fire in the Sky in theaters and being terrified of that. And I spent a lot of time just wandering around my youth being today's the day you're gonna get abducted, it's like you're for some reason I was like, you're the one, and I'd at night, when cars drove by my windows and the lights would go, I would always think it was UFO. I mean, dude, for years. I mean, like, and nothing ever happened. I just like always, I mean, I was just convinced like it was just this fear of like people that are always that are scared of germs or scared of getting sick or you know, people that like over quarantine, you know, like you're fucking people that like are digging bunkers and shit, you know, like that was me thinking that an alien was they were coming. I just knew. Yeah, I just
that's
knew.
That's just how the 90s work. It was Independence Day, Mars Attacks,
Yeah.
X-Files, alien autopsy things on Sci-Fi Channel, and like it was you couldn't get away from it. Like there was so many like other paranormal shows or ghost shows that didn't help either. And the same thing with the ghost shows. The door opened up at your house randomly or something happened.
Yeah.
Like, you think it's a ghost. You're gonna get your camcorder, try to capture it. But no, I mean like stuff. I mean like that. It's. I don't think people are afraid of abductions anymore. I think that's very, very 90s.
No, I think they're more afraid of extraterrestrial beings coming here and like moving in. Like they're like it's, fuck that. We don't even like our own neighbors coming over here and fucking putting up shop. We can't have fucking outer space people coming in. Like I think I honestly bet you like more people are worried about that than just like they're gonna come take over everything. They're gonna come take our jobs. Like,
it's not individual anymore. It's not they're gonna take me. It's we don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
I figure that's just my only ticket out of like getting out of paying student loans, honestly. Like I feel like I'm gonna keep fucking paying this private loan, and like because they don't, you know, the government like works with me, but these people don't, and it's just like I feel like even if like Independence Day happened and there's like a massive attack and they're fucking like rounding us all up to like make us into batteries. I'm combining like several apocalyptic movies here, folks, if you haven't figured it out. But like this is all gonna be happening, and fucking Navient's still gonna be sending me emails like you're a couple months behind on your payment. We want.
I was gonna say there's like one guy in the office still going like, no, not yet.
I'm gonna get this motherfucker $600 a month. I'm gonna get him. Fuck that guy. No, anyways, but yeah, no, I feel like so I kind of welcome our robotic AI alien overlords. Whoever wants to come, you know, take us over, like bring it on. Just take my debt with you. You know, I will be a great little like. I'll be your little sycophant, right? I'll wear the chains. I'll wear whatever you guys need me to do. I'll wear a fucking sexy Princess Leia outfit if that's what you need. All right. You fucking get rid of my student loan debt. I'll fucking give you humanity on a silver platter. I will be Cypher of the Matrix. All right. You put me back in, give me a nice steak dinner. Fuck everybody else. That's my philosophy, folks. Support indie comics. Fuck people, but support indie comics. Oh shit. Well, Anthony, I always have fun talking to you. I was only the second time, but you're 2 for 2. So you're batting 1,000. No, it's always I always appreciate chatting with you and having you on the show and stuff. Anytime, man. I for real. I'm not only do I just like you as a person, I'm a huge fan of you as a writer. And so I mean anything Blake's Buzz can ever do, or if like anytime you got a new book, man, you're always welcome here as long as I get to read it early. Like that's like. He's done with like I'm like an elephant working for peanuts, but it's PDFs, and like that's how I roll. But no, I love the new stuff, man, and I'm so excited to see where you and Andrea take this. And I'm glad you're still hanging out in Mad Cave. So it seems like a cool place to be.
Oh yeah,
and they're hyping your book. Like I know like. Kevin Cuff and Bob France were saying the same thing about like Skeeters. They were like, dude, it's so. I mean, those guys are like Kickstarter guys too, right? But they're so used to like always grinding, right? And so like they're not used to like Mad Cave sending out promotion. Like, you know, like Mad Cave sends everybody like Skeeters posters, and Kevin and Bob are like, what the fuck is happening? Like, you know, they're like, oh, dude, our fucking. There's a they sent me a picture. They were like, dude, there's a Mad Cave booth in New York and there's a fucking Skeeters poster on it. Like, what the hell? I was like, hell yeah, guys. Like, so anyways, it just seems like Mad Cave is a solid place to be, and I'm glad they know what they got, man, because you've done some real good stuff for them, and this appears to be another one. So like, yeah, if I was pulling strings over there, I'd fucking snag you up. I'd be like you and Andre. I'd be fucking contracting you guys. Oh man, I would bury you guys in chains and contracts. You could never go anywhere.
We're ready to go. We're ready to go.
Nobody's ever gonna work with me because I said, but I mean, you guys are pumping out the jams, and Matt, like I know you've told me some other ideas and stuff. Yeah, and so like I know you got other cool fires in the pot, right? So hopefully they let you spread your wings and fly, Anthony.
There's some stuff coming. There's we gotta wait a minute. We gotta wait until next year. But yeah, there's stuff coming. The minute like Charred Remains is gonna hold us over until July. The trade comes out. So
yeah,
and then the next thing will be maybe spring.
Nice. That's exciting. I'm here for it. Real quick, do you hold on? Hold on though. We got some chatter. We got some chatter in the chat. There's Pierre saying Ravens should have had Lamar Jackson not. Hey, is a good game. And all of Kansas City thought it. I don't. A lot of us didn't think it was going to go like that. Just like that. But I still think we got lucky in Buffalo. I don't know if we would have survived overtime with Buffalo. But so we did get lucky. But I mean, also like someone pointed out to me when I'm like trying not to, like, I love Kansas City, right? But I'm also trying to be a realist. And someone pointed out to me, they're like, no, dude, like they were like, you guys like barely punted in the playoffs, like all this shit. And like just stuff like a lot of stuff you don't notice too as a fan when you're like holding your breath and like squinting, like looking away, like all like the nerves and stuff. Like when you're like fucking nerdy into it, right? And you're like watching these games and you're with your family and like everybody who like matters to you, and like everybody's all stressed out and freaking out, and it's exciting, and or you're like trying to like finish this big dinner before the game starts. That's usually how it is too. And so you miss the first quarter. That's happened a couple times these last few weeks. But no, it's it was a good game. Ravens are a great team. I'm really excited about the Super Bowl. And the only thing I wish is I wanted the Lions to go. I thought a Chiefs Lions game would have been pretty sick. And but I do think that if the Lions made it, they may have been harder to beat because they're hungrier. And so I think San Fran, I think we may have a better shot against San Fran not being the underdog. Maybe. I don't know, man. It's gonna be crazy. I'm about to spend a whole shit ton of money on Super Bowl shit that I don't need, and buying a Kelsey jersey. I listen to Taylor Swift when I'm sad now, and it makes me happy. What the fuck's wrong with me, man? I'm losing it. I'm losing my edge. I'm all squishy. Oh, football. Who would have known that like football would be like a modern tale of romance? Kelsey and Taylor Swift, the budding queen of Kansas City. Anyway.
Yeah. Then yeah, I don't know. I'm going there. I love the conspiracies that get dragged into it, though. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. Right? One of that some right-wing dude said something about like he was like Kelsey gets $70,000 if he win a $70,000 bonus if he wins the Super Bowl, which also seems really low because I know our fucking, oh my god, I can't think of his name. Our fucking Jesus Christ, he sacks everybody. He gets $1 million. He might have got $1 million just for going to the Super Bowl because he got $1 million for like whatever number of sacks he got. Why can't I not think his fucking guy's name? Anyway, I swear I'm a Chiefs fan. Anyway, I can't. I have to write names down. I told you guys this. I suck at names, and I can't, like my buddies who can like rattle off sports stats. Like fuck you. No, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, that was a good game. They're like, yeah, that 40-yard pass for third quarter. Oh, like, yeah, sure, that one, okay. Like, I was like, also, like, people probably, maybe people don't know this, but like, I mean, weed's legal here, and like I'm just now smoking again. I didn't smoke for a while, and I haven't been drinking, so like I kind of swapped one poison for a lesser poison. Anyway, my whole family during games is just like it's just a constant. There's vape pens or pipes or I mean, like, and then like my buddy may throw gummies out to people. I mean, just
is it quieter?
No,
really.
No, it's after the game. It is like it's like after the game, and everybody's like, I gotta go home. Like it's just but it's we have usually have a big dinner or lunch or whatever time the game is, right? But yeah, it's just like it's a lot, and I know people have come over sometimes and been like, dude, Blake, I can't hang with your dad, man. Like he's fucking insane. We were at the dispensary the other day, and this guy was like, you getting that gas with your old man? I was like, shit, dude, he smokes more than me. I was like, I can't hang with him. All he does, like, he's retired. Him and my best friend go fishing and get high all day. He's like living the dream. But anyways, so it's just like there's just a lot of that too, and which like doesn't always help distress too. Like sometimes like it's like there's minutes left, it's the fourth quarter, and you're like, oh my god, are they gonna pull through this? And you're like, am I gonna pull through this? Like
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's the anxiety can
yeah, but yeah, I love it. It's a great time, especially when like I was a kid. There was a time when my parents had season tickets at club level, nice season tickets, and the Chiefs were so bad, and my mom's back was starting to kind of go out, and so she didn't feel like going to games a lot. And so like, dude, there were some Sundays where we're calling people trying to give away these $120 tickets. Like, does anybody want to go to the game? Like, we're not going. Like, dude, the people just didn't want to go. They wouldn't even take free tickets. And it was just like, it was like, we always loved them. We always watched the games and stuff, but it was hard a lot of years. So yeah, these last few years, like these Super Bowls and these championships and all this, Taylor Swift and like just the Patrick Mahomes phenomenon. And like, it's, I don't know if I'll ever experience anything like, like the first Super Bowl we won a few years back when my fucking dad's crying. He's like, I don't think I'd ever see this in my life. It was just like, it's like, well, that was a big moment that I didn't ever think the Chiefs, like it was a big family. And like I said, like moments like that, like my sister and brother-in-law and our best friends, Joe and Mona, like everybody that matters comes to these Chiefs games and dinners. And so it's like, all these big wins and moments is like the best people are with you. So it's very, very communal and social and it's more than sports. I don't know if people get like sports. Some sports people may not get that. Sports people definitely get it, right? Like they're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, it's more than sports. But it's very much like it's like a cultural deal. Like for me and my family too. So very, very cool. So yeah, very blessed and fortunate. I don't fucking say blessed. We fucking kick ass and beat the fuck out of the Ravens. That's why we're in the Super Bowl. Sorry, chat. Truth's coming out. Go Chiefs. Woo! Anyway, all right. That's all I got. I'm exhausted now. No. Pierre, they were there. It was a great game. They're a great team. They had a hell of a season. I'm kidding. But I thank you please come back and watch the show. We appreciate it. We try and talk more comics typically, but I mean, come on, it's 2 weeks till the Super Bowl. It's when I'm live, I'm going to be wearing red and I'm going to be probably saying the same shit in the midst of, chatting comics with people. But anyways, all right. So Anthony, are you on, you got a newsletter, Substack? You got anything fancy stuff you can sign up for?
I got my Twitter where I dump my thoughts on whatever I just watched pretty much now. Nice.
Is that's the @_Cleveland that you got?
Yeah. That and IG. I haven't been posting too much. I've just been chilling.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with just chilling, baby. Just chilling and dropping amazing comics in the direct market in your local shops. You can walk into a shop right now. Well, you can walk into a lot of shops, and if the shop knows their shit, and they're going to have Mad Cave titles there. And if they got Mad Cave titles, they should definitely have Charred Remains. If they don't, guess what, babies? You can pre-order it. All right. You can tell your shop you want it on your pull. They can get you issues 1 and 2 if they haven't already. I highly advise you guys to put this on your pull. These were a great opening 2 issues. And I've known both I've known Anthony now for a couple years, and I've known Andrea for a little while now too, and both of them have no doubts that the places that they're going to take us will be terrifying and both like hard to look at, but even harder to look away from. I feel like that's where this comic's going, and I'm just I'm excited. I'm so excited for it, man. Like, it's so good. I'm so happy for you.
Crispy.
It's crispy. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good. Can you do your own pull quote? Oh, that would be kind of fucking boss. If on the trade paperback you had your own quote as it's crispy, Anthony Cleveland, writer.
It's like Anthony Cleveland at Popeyes.
Yes. Do it, Mad Cave. Gio, you still listening? Do it. Let him get it. Okay. Or lie. I'll do it. Put it as me. I'll take the hit. I'll take the fall for that great pull quote. It's crispy. It's the crispiest comic out there. And you know what though? It may very well be. It's beautiful. It's frightening, and it's high paced. And per Anthony, he says issue 3 is going to be even crazier. So that's big words that I'm excited.
If I don't get you in 3, then it ain't for you, I guess. Three's a big one.
All right.
Three's good. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool, man. Thanks, Pierre. Pierre is levels of Jesse Spano excited. That's what we want to hear. Everybody go check this out. Everybody give Anthony a follow. Also, please remember, go to blakesbuzz.com. Check out those Kickstarters. There are some cool campaigns. Even if you can't back them all, a share, a follow, they do cool things with that fucking demon algorithm that we're all fighting against these days, right? We're all just one click away from terror. That's I want to write that horror comic. I want to write the algorithm, just call it the algorithm. Just like it comes, I don't know. It'd probably be boring. It probably wouldn't translate. That'd be more of a movie. It'd be hard because it'd be like this non-entity exists in the airwaves and online, and it's like that doesn't make cool scenes. Comic book.
I think we're just all like the other algorithm now. We're just all floating in a void, yelling, and no one can hear us.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
It's like space.
It sucks.
No one can hear you scream.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's all terrible. Have you seen that meme of January was an ice cream flavor and it's fucking like road slush on an ice cream cone?
Yeah,
I was like, vibes, baby. No, it's pretty good. I complain, but it's life for me is pretty good. Sorry for the rest of you. I say that now. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, house is gonna burn down or something. The fireman's gonna appear to me in my sleep tonight or some shit. Like, I'm gonna read that fucking nightmare comic and something weird's gonna happen. I don't know.
It is after dark. I mean, we can jump right into it.
we could. All right. Well, I have to go. Unfortunately I have to go eat Chinese food. So I have to eat my last meal before I experience this horror comic of horror comics, or this Ren and Stimpy weird short thing. Or maybe I just won't read it and say I will, and I'll tell all you guys I did. And
spread the rumor around school.
Spread the rumor around the chats. No, never again. But it was fun. It was fun to lie. It's fun to lie to God. Jesus Christ.
What does he know?
Yeah. What does that guy know? Love more, hate less, lie to God, everybody. Buy Anthony's comics. Buy all of them. Buy everything at Man Cave. They're fucking awesome. Also, yeah, make sure to follow him and follow me and follow everybody and join hands and sing. Anthony, got anything else you want to shout out before I play the music and set you free?
I think that's a perfect way to leave it. Let's go.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back later.
It's Blake's Buzz Live.